we're breaking free. Yeah, we're breaking free. No more oppression, it's out for liberty, breaking free. Yeah, we're taking a stand. Freedom's in our hearts, we're reclaiming our land. They try to silence us, but we won't be tamed. Voices getting loud, can't keep us in chains. We got the power, we got the might. Together we can shine, together we can fight. Feel the rhythm in your feet, it's time to stand tall. Raise your voice and shout, we're breaking down the walls. We're breaking free, yeah, we're breaking free. No more oppression, it's out for liberty, breaking free. Yeah, we're taking a stand. Freedom's in our hearts, we're reclaiming our land. They try to silence us, but we won't be tamed. Voices getting loud, can't keep us in chains. We got the power, we got the might. Together we can shine, together we can fight. Feel the rhythm in your feet, it's time to stand tall. Raise your voice and shout, we're breaking down the walls. We're breaking free, yeah, we're breaking free. No more oppression, it's out for liberty, breaking free. Yeah, we're taking a stand. Freedom's in our hearts, we're reclaiming our land. We're claiming our land, yeah.
I hate this show. Oh my goodness.
What is up, everybody? Welcome to Are You Smarter Than a Politician? This is the political cage match where bold solutions win and bad ideas get wrecked. Tonight, the cost of control. Some rules sound good at first until they don't go away. We're diving into the power that expands, freedom that shrinks, and a system that always seems to protect itself. From the uniparty and global influence to media narratives and endless war to surveillance, money, and who really benefits from the rules. And breaking it all down are three sharp political minds. The question is simple. Are these systems protecting you or managing you? Get ready, because tonight you decide who is smarter than a politician. Joining us for the first time, Dr. Simon Goddek. He is the CEO of Sunfluencer, which is sunfluencer.com. He's also the author of Aquaponics. That's on Amazon. You can follow him on X at Goddek or at Sunfluencer. How are you tonight, Simon?
Hey, I'm good. Nice AI slop music you got there. I mean, I can tell, right?
Well, it was either that or me playing a kazoo, so I went with the AI. Introduce yourself to everybody. Tell them where they can find you.
You already did. I mean, like on X, Goddek, or Sunfluencer. That's where you can find me.
And what do you do at Sunfluencer?
Oh, selling vitamin D. So it's a long story. I mean, like we don't have time for this, but I was a researcher. I was a scientist in this field. I lost my job for speaking out against COVID, and then I was just selling the supplements. I mean, like I just took my passion into and made it a startup.
Excellent. Well, thank you for joining us. Martha bounced out and she's back. Also joining us, the lovely Martha Bueno. She's a libertarian activist, a homesteader. You can find her on X at Bueno for Miami. How are you tonight, Martha?
I am doing wonderful. Thanks so much for having me on again. I don't come on and then I'm on twice. This is awesome.
Twice in 2 weeks.
I know.
Lucky
Can you believe
us. Great to have you. Yeah, and we were talking about Freedom Fest. We got to hang out at Freedom Fest, you and me and my son and Lynn Albrecht. That was so much fun. And you promised on X that no matter what contraption Thomas Queter brought, that you would ride it again. Is that true?
Yeah, despite the sustaining injuries last time, Thomas, I still got that lawsuit for you. You know, like, yeah, I got a boo-boo on my elbow, but it was a lot of fun and it's for a good cause. Thomas Queter makes wheelchairs, accessible, affordable wheelchairs for children. And so I got to ride one. Clearly I was a little above the weight limit and I took a little tumble, but good times. And yeah, I'll definitely ride whatever contraption he brings next year or this year.
Excellent. Yeah. And tell everybody what you're up to.
Well, after running for office and coming in second, I've decided to take a step back and become a homesteader. And I am raising chickens and growing food and loving every minute of it. Making sourdough, you know, the things that all homesteaders are now into.
Excellent. Thanks for doing this again. And joining us for the 14th millionth time, my buddy, Kaecey Rasmussen. He is the host of the They Both Suck podcast. It's on semi-annually on Wednesdays at 8 p.m. Eastern. You can get his gear at the awakenotwokestore.com. And, of course, you can find him on X at American versus Gov. How are you tonight, Kaecey?
Fantastic. You're never going to give up this semi-annually because I took a month off. Really?
No, that's you've been rescheduled in my brain to semi-annually.
Oh, geez. Of course, in your brain. But no, this is going to be fire. I'm excited to go. We're going to go the rounds with Simon and Martha. This is going to be great.
Tell everybody what you're up to.
Battling the government, trying to survive with $5 gallon of gas. Who knew that all of a sudden no new wars turns into we want all the wars? So here we are.
True story. Also joining us, I hit the wrong button just for you, Kaecey. Also joining us, our producer, the lovely Terry Batts. How are you today, Terry?
She's on mute.
I'm back here hitting the wrong buttons too. It must be a family thing show going on here. You know, everybody gets a turn to hit one wrong button. Okay, you guys. Hi, chat. You guys are great. I'll talk to you in a little bit. I can't wait to hear you three. So I'm expecting to learn some stuff tonight. So teach me well, okay?
Awesome. Thanks, Terry. And our Friday shows are sponsored by Xano. If you're tired of surveillance coins dressed up as freedom tech, Xano's the real deal. Open source, enterprise grade privacy, scalable and secure. Build, spend, and tokenize any asset without the peeping eyes. Xano isn't just private. It's none of their business. And if you're new to this space, visit intro.xano.org to learn the ways Xano gives you the power to own your own data, your money, and your assets, all in one simple, secure platform built for real-world freedom. Thank you so much to Xano. And we are doing 3 more state conventions starting next week in North Carolina, March 27th through 29th. Going to see the great Rob Yates up there and all the great North Carolina people. Excited about that. And then we've got Texas and Colorado next month, and we will be finishing up the tour in May at the National Convention in Grand Rapids, Michigan. Hope to see you all there. Thank you so much to our subscribers. We really appreciate you. We're doing a lot and appreciate your support. If you want to subscribe to us, you can subscribe to us on X. This is your backstage pass. And if you want to sponsor the show, email studio@freedomuncut.com. All right. Let's jump into the chat and say hi to some people. Anarchist Chef's here. What's up, buddy? Mike Vitko from the Vitko Verdict is here. What's up, buddy? Scientific Libertarian says 100 points to KC if he's providing technical support. It's always technical support. He was explaining a game button to me earlier today. Doodle and Arky's here. Welcome. Amity's here, the lovely Amity. First 200 to Simon for ratioing Mark Levine with moldy bread. That was hilarious. I love that. I loved your video where it was just moldy bread, moldy bread, moldy bread as you scrolled through it. That was epic. Shirley joining us from across the pond and wishing Terry a good morning. 100 points to Simon. Good to see you. 100 to Martha for using my same brand of lipstick. That's more information than we wanted their side. What's up, Chris? Happy free day to you as well. Darren's back. What's up, Darren? 50 to Terry because she keeps the trains moving on time. She does her best. It's herding cats a lot of times. Minus 100 to Casey for seeing his mug after Martha's. Yeah, that was a real letdown. 100 to KC for giving free a semi-annual appearance. Travis is here. What's up, Travis? Check out Travis's podcast too. I don't know who he's rooting for, though. It wasn't very clear in your message. You might want to retype that. Love to Terry. Ocean Blue's here. What's up, Ocean Blue? Make sure you check out Ocean Blue's artwork. Follow her as well. And Lemmy's here. He got to clock in early. What's up, buddy? Awesome. All right. So again, welcome to Are You Smarter Than a Politician? Please share this out. Help bust the algorithm. X doesn't like us anti-war types. We found out the last couple of months. So any help you can give us is great. I am at Smarter Game Show on X. Terry is BatsT76. Helping behind the scenes is Amity. She's Amity Lee 13, and I've never met the guy on the right. Also, the fundraiser that Martha helped us with so nicely for You Are the Power is still going on. Last I heard, we raised over $15,000 for You Are the Power. Thanks to everybody in our audience for participating in that. I think most of that was Martha, but don't tell the other 14 people that came on in the 3.5-hour show that was Martha. But and I donated Xano to them, and it's up like 40% since I did that. So good for them. And so you can go to youarethepower.net/donate if you want to do that. Our swag's available at freedomsuperstore.com. It appears that Kaecey and I are both wearing the My Other Car is a Killdozer shirt. And I always wear it when Casey's on, so he got me back this time. The grand prize for tonight's game is Are You Smarter Than a Peace Prize? Trump ruined peace prizes, so we are bringing peace prizes back. And also on the prize shelf, Mike Johnson's signature cologne, Swamp Ass, as well as the Ayn Rand Fountainhead teddy bear. We also have the home edition of Are You Smarter Than a Politician? An assortment of libertarian bobbleheads, including Justin Amash, who was on the You Are the Power show. We also have the new board game, Neoconopoly, a game of global domination. If you want to take over other countries, teach your kids how to be warlords, this is the game for you. We also have another game, the Food Pyramid Scheme. Teach your kids about subsidies, how to take over family farms, make food in laboratories. This is the game for you. We also have Who Needs a Piggy Bank When You Have a Central Bank. We have the Dollar Destroyer. And of course, we have the Trump Nativity set that nobody will take. So somebody please take this off our hands tonight. It's almost April and we still have this piece of crap. And of course, we have the Lego Killdozer because nobody talks about the Killdozer more than me and Kaecey do. Also, at the North Carolina convention, if you bid enough money, I will be doing the polar plunge. So if you want to see me jump into water that is currently 40 degrees in North Carolina, when I won't go in the pool in South Florida when it's below 80, go to npnc.org and bid money. I'm currently leading, which horrifies me. I've done a lot of stupid things in my life. I don't know why I chose to do this one, but it's at npnc.org. It's a terrible idea for a good cause. All right, the rules are, I am the government. Whatever I say goes. Scoring errors count. Life isn't fair. Suck it up, Buttercup. Nobody cares. The rules are, they have one debate, one filibuster. They can veto an answer, tariff an answer, redistribute an answer. Everybody starts off with negative 500 points because, of course, the government gets paid first. Here's how scoring works. The chat controls the score. So you in the chat can give or take up to 100 points from contestants. Give us a reason why. Don't give us a reason why. We don't really care. But because I'm the government and I believe in crony capitalism, subscribers can give or take up to 200 points because they pay me, so they matter more. Nuking a score. Any former contestant can nuke a score, taking it down by 1,000 points. The twist is a contestant can only be nuked once, and it's got to be for a good reason. All right. I'm going to put Terry back in the back. She handles the chat and the scoring. Make her life extremely difficult. Thank you, Terry. All right, Simon, to you. First question. Category is the uniparty. Do major issues like war and spending stay the same regardless of who is in control?
Oh, wow. You know what's bad? Using a teleprompter and you see everything like mirrored. So I cannot read the question. Can you repeat it, please?
Of course. Do major issues like war and spending stay the same regardless of who is in control?
Yes.
All right, so give me a little reason why.
Oh, I mean, like we all know, like that since Eisenhower, that the industrial, that the military-industrial complex is literally controlling both parties, right? So, we've seen under Obama. I think Obama still threw more bombs than Trump now, and it doesn't matter. I mean, like those people who are literally involved in the military complex, which we just call the globalists, right? Like, to make it like YouTube. Anyway, yes, I believe so, and unless the president is Thomas Massie, nothing's gonna change.
That's true. All right, Martha, to you. The question is the two-party system designed to limit your actual choices?
Yep, definitely. It is designed to limit your choices because you don't get a say in who becomes um, the candidate. Really, I mean, you supposedly do, but all the good people are weeded out, and you only get either the Republican or the Democrat. So it's set up to fail because nobody outside of that two-party system can ever get in, and somehow those two parties always find the absolute worst candidates, all somehow related to, I don't know if I can say his name, Epstein-ish. And so, yeah, that's what we get. It's between those two, and we're kind of, that's about it.
All right. Yeah, we get some really bad ones down here in Florida, that's for sure. Kaecey, to you, the question is, are party conflicts mostly political theater to divide voters?
100%. Look at what's going on right now with the current administration. That there is nothing going on with exactly they campaigned on. They flipped on everything. The first campaign that they had in the first term was selling everybody on this motive. And then the second term, they have now reversed everything that they have campaigned on and everything they did in the first term to only keep everything chaotic, Americans confused to where they don't want to even be involved in politics and to be able to fix this country. And so they give up, and the power remains with the globalists, and they can keep taking away our money and our rights.
God damn, I'm having issues with audio, so I have to leave and come back.
Right.
She probably got a phone call.
Yeah. All right, Simon, back to you. The category is government overreach and loss of individual freedom. Has safety become the excuse for expanding control? Simon, did you hear me?
Yeah, I heard you, but I just
Okay.
put your show on my laptop so I can actually read the question, and it has a lag of 5 seconds.
Yeah.
And it hasn't become like this. No, I believe it's always been like this. I mean, like, they've been saying this during this was one of their main reasons to attack Vietnam. So it hasn't become it's always been like this, never changed. They attacked Iraq, first Gulf War, for the same reason, saying like, oh look, they attacked Kuwait. It's you know the reasons they were mentioning. Also with the breeders, they said the same with Afghanistan. They said like, we defend our freedom at the Hindu Kush. Like, what? So it's always been the same story, same now, but now a bit less, I think, because I mean they're saying they're chanting death for America, but they weren't that convincing this time. I mean, like, hardly anyone in the United States believes that Iran would attack the United States. So, but still, they're still following the same script as they've been doing for hundreds of years.
I agree. Let's add Martha back here. And all right, Martha, you're back. Question to you is, are Americans less free today than they were 20 years ago?
It's a trick question. I'm gonna say yes, because although we aren't, we're paying more attention, and I think that's going to lead to us being more free. I think it's about the same. I think we just see the cage more now. Like, we all know now that technology is tracking you, whereas 20 years ago we were like, no, it's not. We're free. So yeah, I think we're a little more just because we're aware. But again, trick question. It's pretty much the same. Nothing has really changed.
Interesting. I like it. Kaecey, to you. Has government gone too far into everyday life?
Yeah, we're being taxed at 50% of our income. We have to have permission before we go do anything. If we don't have permits to do anything, then we can't execute. We always have to go back to the government and make sure that we have their permission to be able to move freely, to do things in our life. If I wanted to build a shed bigger than 250 square feet in my backyard, I have to file a permit to do so. It is your property. You should be able to do it. So the government has overreached in many levels, and it is very unfortunate that we have signed off on it.
Totally. All right, Simon, back to you. The category is public health policy and government control. Were dissenting voices unfairly silenced during COVID?
No, I mean, they treat us great. I mean, like, I got deplatformed. I lost 2 jobs. I had to move to Brazil. I loved it. I mean, like, thanks, government.
All right. Not the answer I was expecting, but I believe there was some sarcasm there. All right, Martha, to you. Were lockdowns an overreach of government power?
I feel kind of like Simon now, like, no, of course they weren't. You know, the government should absolutely have the right to control you and where you go and where you work and how much you can work and if you're essential. Absolutely. It was great. Great time. I feel very much like Simon. I'm sorry, Simon, I'm copying you.
We're doing the anti-show right now.
Opposite day.
Yeah, opposite
Yeah,
day.
opposite day.
It was like when we had Amanda and Kyle on, and they were communists for Halloween. Kaecey, to you. Should future health responses be decentralized?
We could just decentralize everything. It doesn't have to be future health responses. It could just be everything. Every time we implement these regulations in the government into our lives to be able to bring them in for control, it equals bad things and less freedom. So decentralize everything.
I like it. All right, Simon, back to you. The category is food policy, health, and government incentives. Is health policy driven more by industry than science?
Oof. That's a difficult one. I mean, even science is saying like, okay, artificial meat is going to solve all the problems, you know, in the world with the CO2, etc. So it's about the evil industry versus like literally fake science. I don't know. I mean, it depends on where you get your scientific information from. I mean, if you, for example, read publications on saturated fats are super healthy for you. But the majority of publications is like, oh, saturated fat is bad. take in more omega-6 fatty acids. So I would say neither. Unless you're pinning me and say like, oh, you need to give a reply on something, then I would say that government is listening more to industries because they're paying literally to universities to do their stuff, you know, to prepare whatever they want to hear. But it's the industry that pays to the politicians in order to get to implement policies.
Interesting. Martha, to you. Are consumers misled by government dietary guidance?
Well, I mean, considering that they just had to redefine the food pyramid, I'm going to say, yeah, they've been lied to. Yeah, absolutely. And it all goes back to kind of what Simon was saying previously, whether it's industry or government. So government has these subsidies for corn and soybean. And so they, of course, need to offload those things. And so they put into all the foods and to make it cheaper and it's really bad for you. And they're telling you, no, eat more corn and soybean. So yeah, you're being lied to every which way. And I don't know how to solve that other than to just remove government out of the equation altogether and let nutritionists and doctors and people decide what's actually healthy rather than the government.
Facts.
I like it. Kaecey, to you. Should individuals be fully responsible for their choices?
Individuals are fully responsible for their choices. You're held accountable by the government, by police, by everybody. But Americans struggle to hold themselves accountable. We expect everybody else to hold us accountable, but we don't do it ourselves, which is why we make horrible decisions. We don't do the right things. Martha just highlighted the food pyramid, for example. With that, if you're following that for the last 50 years, you went off the rails with your diet. You were not eating anything that's good for you. You were eating the worst things first. And so when it comes to are individuals fully responsible? Yes, but we don't like to take accountability and be responsible.
We have that new game, Food Pyramid Scheme, too. So thank you for shouting that out. All right, Simon, back to you. The category is media, narrative control, and information warfare. Should platforms control what information is allowed?
No, I don't think so. We've seen it during COVID when they said like, okay, people who spread misinformation on, vitamin D, for example, on the vaccines, on the measures, on ventilation, they should be deplatformed for saying dangerous stuff. At the end, it wasn't dangerous. I mean, like if they wouldn't have banned us, we would probably have saved way more, many more lives. So I think they shouldn't. And I mean, like if I threaten people or I say like I'm going to kill this person A and B, it's a different story, right? You're committing a direct crime. But the freedom of speech shouldn't have any limits. No, at least not until it's about threatening violence.
I agree. Martha, to you, does the media shape reality more than report it?
Ooh, that's a great one. Yeah, absolutely. The media shapes that reality. They give us they're the propaganda wing of the government. So of course they shape the reality that they expose to us. Yeah, unfortunately, I'm gonna say yeah.
All right. Kaecey, take note. Martha said I had a great question. So that's the way the game's played. Kaecey, to you.
More points for me. Thank you. No, I'm kidding.
Kaecey, should alternative voices be protected?
Stupid question. Everybody's voice should be protected. If freedom of speech is a thing, freedom of speech doesn't mean that we should control an opposing voice. Freedom of speech means anybody can say what they want. Doesn't mean that your feelings aren't going to be hurt and you can't be offended by it, and you got to deal with it. So alternative voices should all be welcomed. We don't need to be in echo chambers. That is very dangerous and sheep-like. Needs to go away.
All right. Enter your scores in the chat if you've not done so already. The chat is fire right now. Let's see what's going on. Brent's here. What's up, Brent? Brent from the Aiming Up podcast. 200 points for each episode of the Aiming Up podcast. Any guest is done. So that's Martha 2, Simon 1. I was invited on and then you ghosted me, but that's so minus 100 points to you. Brandon's here. What's up? This one's going to be epic. Good evening, y'all. What's up, Brandon? 200 points to anyone who can make Terry jump out of a cake again. Oh, that's me. I can do that.
There's only one with that control.
Where is that? I've got that right here.
Oh, geez. Oh, you found it.
There she is. Now I have to find the chat again, though. All right, there's the chat. All right, I did it. 100 points to Kaecey for being Kaecey. Patty's here. What's up, buddy? I still think Martha was the one who got us kicked off of YouTube, so 100 points for that.
I gotta bring Luna back around.
Big howdy, y'all from Texas. What's up, William, my buddy? 100 to Kaecey because that sounds fair. 100 to the doc in the house. 100 points to Kaecey. My second car is a killdozer. Everybody should own one. 100%. Lemmy says I got tree fitty for the killdozer set. 100 for food in laboratories. Darren's got neocolonoscopy. Maybe we should make like a game like Emergency like that. Come visit here in Virginia with that Trump nativity set. We'll pop some tannerite long range. That'd be fun. 200 to Goddek, same picture. 100 to Doc, yes to vitamin D power. 100 to Martha for being tactically close to a knife block. Yeah, that might be scary. 200 to Martha for clearly defining the uniparty. 200 to Simon, Thomas Massey for president. 200 to Martha for cringing on saying Epstein. 100 to Martha, why? Solid answer. And for an espresso machine in her kitchen. 200 to Martha, say no more. They are all Epsta. 200 to Kaecey, it's all political theater. That's Jake Dave from the If by Whiskey podcast. 100 to Kaecey for his point, minus 50 for being a Broncos fan. You were too nice to him, Lemmy. 200 to Martha, it's their party and we're not invited. 100 to Kaecey. If you guys haven't noticed, there's a joke in the chat that since Casey's parents misspelled his name, everybody else misspells his name in the chat. So 100 to Kaecey for the mustard yellow shoes. Those were white when he bought them. 200 to Simon, nothing ever changes. 200 to Simon, same script. 100 to Doc, nothing changes. Voting harder doesn't work. 100 to the Doc for knowing your safety is nothing new. For your safety is nothing new. And that's Anarcho Cat, one of the best memers out there. Follow him.
He's one of the best.
He's so good. So good. Minus 50 to Martha for taking a second to think. Yeah, the chat's harsh. 200 to Martha for noticing the cage they try to keep us in. 100 to Martha, free or yes, free is a state of mind. 200 to Kaecey if the lovely Emily says hi.
5 minutes later.
There she is. Hi, Emily. All right. 100 to Martha, hesitated, but we're less free today than even last week. 100 to Kaecey for bringing up zoning laws.
Later.
Yay, go Martha. That's Schlewalt. 100 to Kaecey, non-free men ask government for permission. 100 to Kaecey, over regulatory BS. 100 to Simon for his Hearts jersey. I don't know what that means, but
Hello.
oh,
It's football. Football. I mean, like, you guys think that Denver Broncos is football. This is real football.
This is
no,
football.
I don't think the Denver Broncos are football. So I'm with you on
Football.
that one. By the way, that's Daily Banter, another
Hand egg.
excellent
It's called
memer.
hand
So
egg.
check out Daily Banter as well and follow. 200 to Simon for sarcasm. 100 to Martha for the Lee Kum Key Sriracha mayonnaise. That shit's amazing. Is that really a thing? I thought you were trying to make me say something bad and get us kicked off of YouTube. Oh, Martha's leaving. Martha's gonna
It's
do
right
a
here.
cook.
I'm like,
this-
here you go.
Martha's gonna do a cooking segment for us
It's
now.
a real thing.
200 to Simon for turning lemons into lemonade after the COVID tyranny. 100 to Kaecey for wanting to build a bigger shed. 200 to Kaecey, decentralize everything. 100 to Simon for sarcasm. 200 to Kaecey, building permits on our own property. That's Dan. What's up, Dan? 88 to Kaecey for the soothing, calm voice. 100 to Doc for his short answers are cogent. 100 to the Doc for his fake green screen with a real green background. Cool.
It's real. It's real.
200 to KC for decentralized. Minus 100 to Simon for not understanding autistic libertarians don't understand sarcasm. 200 to Simon because I'm too high to keep up with his accent. 100 to Martha, her answers are sharp like her knives in the background. 100 to Kaecey, take accountability. 73 to Kaecey, we need to sit down and have a serious talk with the self. 200 to Simon, free speech on platforms would have saved lives. 100 to Kaecey, impressive Abraham Lincoln beard. Not sure if it's real. Note, not a fan of Abe. I live in the South. Hashtag Texit. 200 to Martha, media is propaganda. 100 to Kaecey, sticks and stones. 100 to Kaecey for answering Free's stupid questions. Yeah, thank you for that. 500 to Free for knowing Denver ain't football. True story. Let's jump into the scores and see where we are at. Lots of points so far. This is kind of crazy. Simon in the lead, 2450. Martha, 2100. Kaecey, 2011. Kaecey, you're in third place. What do you think so far?
They're like home. I'm always in third place at the first scoreboard. So we're doing good.
That's
Good
true.
game so far.
Martha, you're in second. What do you think?
It's excellent. I mean, I seem to always come in second. What can I say?
There's rumor that last time was fixed, but I don't remember that being true. So
Mhm.
yeah.
Seems to be the score.
Yeah. Simon, you're in first place so far. What are you thinking?
Just like the Hearts. First place, the first time in history.
Awesome. All right, let's jump back to it. Simon, the question is to you. The question is government corruption and propaganda. Do government agencies routinely mislead the public?
Well, the question is, have they ever not? And we can also talk about the proxies, like who's telling the governmental agencies, or let's say people who are working for the government to spread specific narratives. And then we can say, like, hey, I think, most of the fake news of the dangerous information comes from APAC right away. They're being told to the politicians, and they are like spreading them to the people. So the answer is yes, I suppose. I forgot the question, but I mean, like, it's a yes.
That's true. The questions aren't really memorable, so it's not a big deal.
Yeah.
Martha, to you, the question is propaganda more common today than people realize?
Again, a good question. I think it's always been, but now people are realizing it. So sort of maybe, but people are realizing it more. But no, the propaganda is everywhere. It's from when we start school to that we're indoctrinated at school, we're indoctrinated at the media, we're indoctrinated on social media, we're indoctrinated everywhere. So no, it's kind of everywhere, no matter what. I just think we're paying more attention these days.
There's 85 knives. Somebody was going to need one at some point. That was bound to happen. Kaecey, to you. Is corruption built into the system rather than an exception?
Oh, yeah. Corruption is built into the system entirely. Use the Iran war, for example. We were told it's going to be. Everybody was going off on it, saying it was the strikes. It was just going to be strategic strikes because that was done prior, and now it's turned in. Well, it turned in a few days. Now it's turning into a few weeks, and then there was talks about going till September. All of this stuff, it is corruption from the start to finish, and it's just to keep everybody misled and under the gun to where they feel like they don't know what's going on and they don't want to pay attention.
Totally agree. Simon, back to you. The category is government gaslighting and lying to the public. Do politicians knowingly say things they know aren't true?
Well, obviously, right? I had no what was Bill Gates? Remember? No, Bill Clinton. Sorry, Bill Gates isn't a politician, but he isn't. I didn't have any affair with this woman, sexual affair with this woman. You know, now he's saying the same thing. Like, oh no, I didn't. You know, I didn't do any underage girls. And you can just continue everything literally. What I mean, like before the election, politicians say things that are true, right? You remember before the last election. I mean, Trump was like, "Oh, look, the swamp. We should drain it." You know, all these pedophiles, they all belong to jail. I mean, like he was telling the truth. But the question should be politicians in power, and then we're talking about a totally different story. So politicians in power are actually lying to us because they want to remain in power. In order to remain in power, they have to say whatever those who are holding the strings want them to say.
Absolutely. Ooh, Martha's going for dog points with her question. Let's see if that works out for her. Martha, your question is, has trust been broken beyond repair?
That's a tough question, Luna. What do you think? Do you think we trust the government? Yeah, no, we don't trust them. She's like, nope, potty mouth with that. No, we don't trust the government. And I don't remember exactly what the question was, but no, this face says it all.
All right. Kaecey, to you. The question is, do crisis narratives often get exaggerated to justify control?
Yeah. Look at COVID. We can go back to COVID. We can go back and go to Iran. Iran, we've been saying for 30 years, they will have a nuke in 2 weeks, 3 weeks, whatever. COVID, it was everybody's going to die. We got to be locking down to be able to save grandma and save all these people. They do crisis and fear because that is how people are controlled. And so they will keep pushing those narratives to keep you under control.
All right. Simon, back to you. The question is, Israeli government influence and U.S. policy. Do foreign alliances pull the U.S. into unnecessary conflicts?
Almost always. I think there is just one alliance who's actually pulling the U.S. into conflict. It's Israel. When it comes to NATO, I think it's US pulling them into conflicts. See Afghanistan, see Libya, see Iraq. So usually it's the US pulling the others into their wars, but when it's Israel, it's the only country that pulls the US into their wars.
Very true. Martha, to you. Should all foreign aid be ended entirely?
You had me at should all. Yes, everything. Get rid of it. I feel like Javier Milei. Afuera, everything. Get rid of all foreign aid. Get rid of everything the government does, pretty much. Yes.
I agree. Kaecey, to you. Should any foreign government have influence over U.S. policy decisions?
None. Absolutely none. I don't care how their relationship is with the United States. It is we the people that should be controlling the government, not outside power, not lobbyists, not anybody with money. It should be we the people that decide on how things are done within this country.
I agree. Simon, back to you. The category is Epstein scandal and elite cover-ups. Has the full truth about Epstein been intentionally hidden?
Obviously. So where are the 2 years around September 11th? You know, all these files haven't been published. Why not? I mean, like, I want to see why not. Obviously, Maxwell was like on a commission, on like a September 11th commission, and like, you know, I want to see what was going on there, what they discussed, etc. So I suppose that lots of information has been hidden, and like there's still 3 million missing files you want to see. And then we're still not talking about the files of that the FBI and CIA most likely deleted, right? I mean, like even from their official website, several files and evidences have been gone missing after a couple of days when they were like, oh wow, wait, there's a picture of Donald Trump. Let's delete it now. I hope nobody has seen it. So I think I forgot the question, but I think the answer is yes again.
It was absolutely, or you said obviously to start it out with. A lot of the questions are obvious. I'll go with that. But Martha, to you, should officials who block transparency face consequences?
Oh man, you keep giving me these questions. Should officials who do whatever should always face consequences. They should not have qualified immunity, and they should be held to the highest standard. If we average citizens are held to a high standard, then officials need to be held to an even higher standard. Clearly that's not happening, but you asked me what should be happening, not what is happening. So
yeah, we can dream, right?
We can.
Kaecey, to you, is public trust permanently damaged because of how this was handled?
Yes, burn it all down. Everything that this administration has done has changed my entire perspective and many others. I'm not saying everybody is this way, but I am completely done with trusting DC, and it all just needs to go away at this point.
I agree. All right, Simon, back to you. The category is political protection networks and immunity. Does immunity protect bad actors more than good ones?
Do you have some examples? Isn't like, for example, the immunity he gave to Fauci and to, Biden and his son, etc.
Yeah, that's where I was going. Like the immunity that they gave to big pharma, for example.
It's ridiculous. I mean, like they were brothers in crime, or partners in crime. So I mean, like, of course they're protecting each other during the crime and after the crime. So I mean, that's what they do. They don't support people like us, right? So the answer is yes.
I agree. Martha, to you, does the system protect itself first?
Depends how you look at it. I think if you're a politician, are you part of the system, or do you just protect? Yes, of course they protect themselves. I think they've been protecting themselves for decades, and they're going to continue to protect themselves, hence all the redactions and all those files that were supposed to have been released. And all the files ever. I mean, we still haven't gotten 100% of the JFK files, despite it being so many years. So yeah, of course they protect themselves. That's duh.
But we got the Amelia Earhart files. That wasn't impressive.
Ah,
we
wow.
finally got those.
Yeah, those are great.
Yeah.
Just a little behind on schedule there.
Exactly. Our great grandkids will get the Epstein files probably. All right, Kaecey, to you. Should qualified immunity be eliminated entirely?
Oh yes, but there's no reason for qualified immunity. It needs to go. There's not much more to add to it. Just get rid of it.
I agree. All right. Enter your scores in the chat if you have not done so already. Let's check out the chat. 100 pity points to Kaecey, Mr. Third Place. Knife to the heart, 150 to Doc. 200 Simon, government always misleads. 100 to Kaecey, forgot why, so yeah. 200 to Martha, we are noticing more. 200 to Kaecey, corruption's built in. Minus 100 Doc for not remembering non-memorable questions. 200 Kaecey, 2 years to slow the imminent threat, 100%. 100 to Kaecey, corruption points. Corruption points are still valid. That is true. I am the government. 200 to Simon, politicians say all the right things until they are in power. 200 to Martha for the cute pupper. 100 to that adorable scoundrel and also the dog too. 200 to Martha, trust dogs, not government. 200 to Simon, Israel is pulling the strings. 100 to Kaecey for none. 100 to Martha, dogs are great. 100 to Martha, afuera. 100 to Kaecey, we the people should not have a gov, would be a better answer. 200 to Simon, release all the 9/11 files. 100 to the Doc for knowing Israel did well. I'm not even sure I could say that. 100 to Kaecey for calling it on the Iran war from the start. Very true. 100 to Kaecey for the COVID reference for control. 100 to Simon. Obviously, Epstein evidence has been hidden. 100 to Kaecey, burn it all down. 100% agree. 200 to Martha, no immunity. 200 to Kaecey. 200 to Simon, Big Pharma and Fauci were partners in crime. 100 to Kaecey, he forgot to pull his killdozer in park, and it's rolling down the hill, but he keeps answering the questions based. 200 to Martha, it's just us. It's a just us system. 100 to Martha, proper use of the word "da" in a sentence referencing the government. And 200 to Kelsey, because he's a friend. And let's check out the scoreboard. Lots of points again. Simon in the lead, 4,300. Martha an even 4,000. And Kaecey in third place, 3,811. Let's jump
Why
back
do I have that
to
many
it.
minus points? Like, who's this guy always punishing me?
That's
By
not,
the way,
that's not-
I use a teleprompter. I cannot read the question, so I mean, like, it doesn't matter. Just give me minus points. I don't want to be first.
That's
I mean,
it's
you know,
not a lot of minus
being
points
first.
for our
Like,
show.
it's like it's like my wife always says, like, Simon, you can't be first. I'm like, okay. So make me
Oh,
some
boy.
points, please.
It's a libertarian show. That's not a lot of minus points for us.
No, it's
People
not.
have done
Okay,
much
okay,
worse.
Cool. No.
All right. Simon, the question's to you. The category is endless wars and military interventionism. Has the U.S. been in too many unnecessary wars?
You know the screaming goats. This is the answer. Here we go.
That's all I get as a sound effect?
Here we go. We can do it again.
All right. All right.
Since its existence, I mean, like, since the United States were founded, I mean, they're just like unnecessary wars. I mean, how many years has the United States been without a war? Do you remember?
Yeah, we've been in a constant war.
My entire lifetime.
Yeah,
Yep.
exactly.
Mhm.
And they were almost all unnecessary. So I can't think of any where you're like, okay, wow, this was really necessary. I mean, like, the only one necessary would probably to take out the Mexican cartels out, take them out. But I mean, like, this is not happening. So let's bomb Iran, right?
Yeah, right.
Um,
I agree.
Nuts.
I could hear Amity laughing in the other room, and it was exactly the same as the screeching laugh. So that was funny for me. All right, Martha, to you. Do endless wars make Americans less safe?
Do endless wars make us more safe? I mean, I think it's pretty obvious. If we're constantly at war, we're not going to be safe. We're causing more damage. We have collateral damage. We are creating chaos for other people, and they're going to want to retaliate. We would want to retaliate if somebody, dropped bombs on us and killed our children and killed our kids while they were at schools. And, of course, every single one of these wars make our people who go fight less safe and make the world less safe. So yeah, it's time to end these wars. But politicians aren't going to do that anytime soon.
I agree. Kaecey, to you. Do wars continue because they benefit powerful interests?
Always. The military industrial complex needs to get their paychecks so they can continue on their fancy lifestyles, and then they can pay it back to their politicians that are giving them all of these contracts and all of this money. So yes, it benefits everybody, benefits the wealthy, but not the citizens. And that is the reason why everybody on here is saying wars need to stop. We need to stop them. And this entire government needs to get out of our lives and just let us control the country.
Yeah, Lindsey Graham has to pay for the premium package on Grindr, so Phil's got to get paid. Simon, to you.
No, I think the people on Grindr are too old, but just like my take.
Oh yeah, he's probably on like Roblox or something. Yeah,
Oh,
I'm with you on
Oh, Jesus.
that. So I'm gonna get us kicked off of YouTube tonight.
Yes, you are.
Yeah. All right. Simon, the questions to you. The category is opposition to wars and neoconservatism. Is interventionism driven more by ideology than necessity?
Obviously. I mean, like, what else can I say? Obviously, it's just as clear as the day, right?
Okay.
Okay.
Martha, to you. Are pro-war voices dominating policy regardless of party?
Absolutely. Absolutely. You just brought up Lindsey Graham. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Those pro-war voices dominate, and they're on both sides. Lindsey Graham, wasn't he a Democrat? And he's advising Trump. I mean, of course, it's a big party, and we're not in it.
That's true.
A big club.
Yep.
Facts.
Kaecey, to you, did Republicans abandon their no more wars pledge after gaining power?
No, they didn't abandon it. They'll say it every few years, every few elections to get people on board, to get some votes. It is not a promise. And this administration has proven that. Because you have Lindsey Graham walking around with a Make Iran Great Again hat, and Trump signed it. That proves that they're just going to flip-flop back and forth so they can keep getting the elections and keep remaining in power to benefit the wealthy people.
I agree. Simon, to you, the category is foreign lobbies and war incentives. Should dual loyalty concerns be addressed?
Yeah, everywhere. I mean, like, I'm European living in Brazil. My business is in the US, and it concerns me everywhere. But I mean, like, in the US, it's more than just obvious. I'm using so many times this word obvious on this show. I never used the word, but I mean, like, it's obvious. Your question is already answering itself. So, seeing how many people are in the Congress are loyal to Israel, more loyal to Israel than the US, is shocking. And I mean, like, they're not hiding it. I mean, Ted Cruz was saying, like, oh, the main reason why I entered Congress was like to lobby for Israel, and he's not the only one. It's Randy Fine, another Randy Swine, I like to call him. This fat pig. I mean, he's saying the same, right? And then you have, what is this guy called from Florida? The bold guy who was running around with the IDF uniform in Congress. Forgot his name, but he's also a shill. So you have many of these players in the US, and they are more loyal to Israel than the United States. And you should be worrying about this. I mean, it's not normal. Imagine like the other way around, right? They wouldn't allow this.
Yeah, absolutely. They should put that affiliation on ballots instead of parties. Martha, to you, should foreign lobbying be banned entirely?
Absolutely. I think it should be banned up entirety, and so should corporate lobbying, honestly. I think that the government was supposed to serve us, we the people, and instead they served those interests. So yeah, absolutely.
All right. Kaecey, to you, do foreign interests shape U.S. war decisions?
Hello, we're in Israel's war right now. So yes, foreign interest is shaping all of our war decisions. We would not be in this war if Israel didn't get their way with Donald Trump. And it doesn't matter where you stand on it. If there's no reason for us to be going in first over there. If we obliterated their ability to get nukes in June, like we were told, there would be no reason to do this right now, but we're still doing it. And it's because of outside influence with Israel.
Totally agree. Simon, to you, the category is war, propaganda, and narrative control. Is fear used to justify military action?
Fear is used to justify everything. Fear was used to justify locking us in for several months. Fear was used to make us comply with the vaccine. Fear was used for the United States attacking Iraq. I just say weapons of mass destruction. So fear is used all the time. Fear is the best way to control the people, next to putting fluoride into the drinking water. I mean, like, there are more factors, and they're using them all together. But I mean, fear works all the time because it triggers some kind of flee reaction, and so you're trying to run away, but you can't run away because it's all over the media. So you have to, you kind of have to comply and agree with these, let's call it either measures or policies in order to get rid of your fear. So that's how it works.
I agree. Martha, to you, is the public often misled about the reasons for war?
Is water wet? Yes, we're always misled for the reasons of war. We just mentioned weapons of mass destruction. Can we yes, of course, we're misled every single time. I can't think of a war that we weren't misled. Smedley Butler's book, War is a Racket, I mean, that was written in the early 1900s. And he talks about being misled into wars as a general in the army. So yeah, I think that we could say for the entire history of the United States, or the majority of the history, yes. Yeah, we've been lied to.
All right. A shout out to Smedley Butler. That's a first on the show. So, good reference.
It's a great book.
Yeah.
Everybody should
Kaecey,
read
to
it.
you. Do media narratives shift to support war efforts?
It's not even media anymore. It's whatever you want to call this influencer garbage on the internet. That's where everybody's pushing for the war. You have people pushing for the SAVE Act, and they haven't even read the damn bill. So it is not media anymore. It's the influencers and all the money being pumped into these big accounts. The media lost their grip with the younger generations. So I'll expand it, not just to media, but to social media influencers also.
I agree. All right. Simon, back to you. The category is regime change and global policing. Should the U.S. ever remove foreign governments?
No. Should foreign governments ever remove U.S. governments? No? Okay, don't do it to others as well.
Yeah. I agree. I don't think people get that, but absolutely.
Never.
Martha,
never.
do you?
Not even an Austrian painter. Never.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Martha, to you. The question is, do these interventions create long-term blowback?
I mean, I'm going to take back the good questions thing that I said earlier. These
Oh,
are
God.
like, is water wet? Yes, yes, yes. That's the answer. Yes, absolutely. Of course it's gonna cause blowback. I mean, it's the same thing that happened in the US with 9/11. Then we wanted revenge because somebody did something to us, and then we go and we blow up their lives. And then they want revenge on us, and they come and they do something to us, and then we go back and we get more revenge. And it's basically I was gonna say it's like effing for virginity kind of a thing. That's basically what we're doing.
I warned you that the questions were obvious in the pre-show. So, but
Oh,
yeah. All right, Kaecey, to you. The question is, should the U.S. stop acting as the world's police?
You could have stopped it. U.S. should stop acting because we're not doing anything but acting. It's all theater. We addressed that earlier. And we're trying to act as world police, but we're not doing that. We're just going around and doing the rest of the world's business to be able to create fear and control in the rest of the world. We are acting like the world police when all we're doing is taking civilian lives, and it needs to stop.
Totally agree. Enter your scores in the chat if you have not done so already. Share this out again. We've got a bunch of people watching. Appreciate you all. Ethan's here and I'm not even going to try that. 100 to Kaecey, more pity points. You're killing me, Smalls. 200 to Simon for the goats. Minus 93 for anyone without facial hair. Oh, wow. All right. 200 to Martha for the tongue-in-cheek. Oh boy. That's kind of my catchphrase. 200 to Simon. All the wars are unnecessary. Minus 200 to me for comparing me to Simon's screeching goats. Hey, I don't write the news. I just report it. I heard it from the other room. 100 to Martha for ending the endless blowback. 100 to KC, F the military industrial complex. Is it possible to reverse nuke Simon for the I don't even know how to say that. And so he gets 1,000 points. I don't think that's a rounding error, but 200 to KC for fuck the war. 100 to KC for doing the screaming goat impression.
Welcome.
123 to Kaecey for taking back our control. 200 to Simon for his cool accent. 200 to Martha. It's a big club and we're not in it. Free puts me on with people who are still currently answering the last question. 100 to KC for being the favorite child. Somebody in the chat is every show we do, they always say Larry Sharp is still answering a question from 2 weeks ago. And I love them. So I forget who it was, but let's see. Oh, Patty's in my phone. Yeah, it's a virus. Kat's here. What's up, Kat? Thanks for the repost. 200 Simon for the Randy Swine reference. Yeah, that was classic. Yeah, Randy Swine, more points. 200 to Martha for no lobbying. 100 to Martha for the sweet Keurig. 100 to Kaecey, it's Israel's war. We don't belong in it. 200 to Kaecey because he's almost always spot on. True story. 200 to Martha, war is a racket. 100 to Doc, truth speak. Fear works and controls circa 250 BC. Iran is 2 weeks away from nukes. 100 to Martha for bringing Snoop Dogg onto her cooking show. Oh boy. 100 to Martha if she makes a crepe. 200 Martha, war is a racket. 100 to Kaecey, miss you, Kaecey. Yeah, I mean, his show's only on semi-annually, as I announce all the time. 200 to Kaecey, influencers are garbage. 100 to Martha, book reference of smelly butlers. It was Schmedley. Schmedley was the word you're looking for there. 100 to Doc for based. 200 to Simon, the U.S. should never take over other governments. 100 to Martha, if she can grab me a keto beer from the fridge. 200 to Kaecey, the U.S. should stop acting, period. 100 to Kaecey for being blanketed anti-war. And 200 to Kaecey. Let's check out the scoreboard again. Ooh, it's getting close. Simon's still in the lead, 5407. Kaecey in second. Am I misreading that? I think there's a glitch or something. 5334. Martha, 5090. Let's go back to it here. All right, Simon, to you. Oh, this is brought to us by our friends at Zano. Appreciate them sponsoring the show. The category is cryptocurrency. Should individuals be free to use cryptocurrency without government restriction?
They should be able to use everything without governmental restrictions. So, yeah, cryptocurrency, money. Okay, money is just like, they print their own money, but they should, yes, definitely. So Dana's the way to go. I know the people who are behind Zano, and great team. They're from Holland, like me. So, yeah. They're worth the support, and it's a great coin.
Yeah, we love Zano. Is it? Yeah, right here, Zano, right there. Appreciate them. Martha. Oh, and I said my donation to You Are the Power is up like 40%, so I hope they didn't cash out. Martha, to you, is cryptocurrency a threat to centralized financial control?
Ooh, it was. I don't think it is so much anymore. I think that if you use a privacy coin, it absolutely is, like Zano. But the original intent behind things like Bitcoin was to circumvent the government, to circumvent those rules. And then now it is, we pretty much have a Bitcoin and government. We have a department, we have a reserve. And so I think they found a way to rein it in and be able to control us somewhat. I think that's it's a little esoteric and it's a little out there. It's a little hard to explain, but yeah, we should be free to use it, and we should be free to transact in it, and the government not be involved. But I think many governments around the world taxing it and wanting to know who holds it and stuff is already proving to not be the way we had anticipated.
Yeah, I'm all about exiting the system and privacy coins, so I'm with you. Kaecey, to you, is cryptocurrency the future of money or a speculative distraction?
It was the future of money. Martha nailed it. Like it was. And then like all things, the government inserts itself, starts taking away, starts controlling it, and then value goes up to get people to go into it, and then guess what? It dropped. And so it is all under somebody else's control, just like the stock market. It is no different today. And so I think that you got to be starting to look at other things. Metals are not a bad idea. But if the world collapses, guns, ammo, and being able to help others are the trades that you're going to be able to exchange things. Money won't matter.
I agree. Simon, back to you. The category is fiscal and economic policies. Do economic policies favor larger institutions over individuals?
Yeah. I mean, the government doesn't care about individuals. The only thing we're there for is like we're their cash cows. They can rob us through taxes and tariffs. And otherwise, they wouldn't care about us, but they care, of course, about bigger companies, bigger institutions, because they make sure that the people in power remain in power. So the answer is yes.
100%. Martha, to you, is the current economic system working for average Americans?
What, you mean $5 gas isn't like making everybody excited right now? Yeah, clearly it's working for everyone, especially how, most people can't afford to pay their medical bills and they've, got all these things going on and the dollar keeps getting inflated away and the printing machine goes brr. So yeah, I think it's definitely working out for all of us. Not really.
Yeah, that's true. I'm with you on that. Kaecey, to you, are Americans being priced out of opportunity?
Priced out. Wouldn't say it's opportunity. We're being priced out to control us. So we will be demanding more from the government and we will be dependent on the government. I wouldn't say priced out of opportunity because this is all that's acting like it's not planned and it's not part of the structure. This is what they want to do. This is what they want to do to us. We have to push back against it. So I disagree with the wording there, but overall, it's all about control.
Agreed. Disagreeing with the question, you should lose points for that, but that's just me. Simon, do you
agree with your questions?
Simon, the category is congressional insider trading and corruption. Do financial incentives influence policy decisions?
Probably. I mean, like probably. We've seen it on poly market, right? So sometimes like some bets go up before a decision was made. So there must be some insider trading. I think Pelosi was also, she was also quite successful using the scheme. But I mean, like, I wouldn't make it illegal because I mean, how do you control it? How can you prove who knew what and who, You could also just like give information to your friends and they get rich and give you money illegally or legally. Illegally, it shouldn't even be illegal. So oh man, I'm gonna get minus 100 points again for getting the question, but I just say yes. Always on the safe side. Your questions, it's all yes, I guess.
Don't tell people that. We've got a lot of viewers. Don't let them in on the secret. The questions are easy. Don't tell people.
Sorry.
All right, Martha,
I'm Joe
to you.
Biden, and I approve this message.
Oh boy, we do not want an endorsement from.
No, I'll say no as well. No. Just like Joe Biden, he forgets as well.
There was a question the other day. What should Joe Biden's autobiography be called? And I said autopenography.
Correct.
That was my joke. All right, Martha, to you. Do politicians profit from crises they help create?
Absolutely and resounding yes, of course they do. It's a rinse and repeat cycle. So there's chaos and we need a politician to solve the problem, and then he gets a lot of campaign donations and then the problem just gets worse, and so we need another politician to solve the problem that the first one created, and he gets a lot of campaign donations, the problem gets worse, and then we need another guy to get the other guy's problems fixed, but so the campaign donations come in and the problem gets worse. They're not here to solve anything. If they were, they'd actually solve it. They didn't. What's the issue? Like as if these problems were unsolvable. But it's what they do. Politicians are pretty useless, so they need to create crisis in order to have something to do, so that we elect them and that they have these positions of power.
I agree. Kaecey, to you, is insider trading effectively legal for politicians?
Oh yeah. What have we done to stop it? Simon mentioned it. Nancy Pelosi made how much money over the last 8 years?
$250 million.
A ridiculous amount of money. How much money has all of us Americans made? We have lost money because inflation and the government has taxed us more and oppressed us more. The politicians are always benefiting, but they are never going to put restrictions on themselves. So insider trading has always been legal for them, but not for anybody else.
I agree. All right. Back to you, Simon. The category is lobbying and regulatory capture. Is lobbying just legalized influence buying?
Is water wet? Sorry, Martha, had to steal this one. But yeah, it is. I mean, it is. It obviously is. I mean, I don't know what else to say. I mean, your question is answering itself.
Is it worse in the scientific and medical fields?
Well, in the science field, it's much worse because you for example, you cannot publish a scientific paper without saying climate change. And if you say like, oh, climate change, it's maybe not man-made, you're not going to get published. So you have to follow a specific narrative. So it's large-scale corruption, but it's like, it's corruption that's feeding itself. It's no corruption like there's someone paying off someone else. No, it's already part of the institution, part of the mindset. And if you don't agree with this, or if you're like skeptical, you're out. It's a different kind of corruption, but it's equally bad.
Totally. All right, Martha, do regulations often protect big companies from competition?
It always does. If you put in a big enough regulation, the big companies have the ability to obviously pay for those, to pay for compliance, to pay for people to be able to navigate the system. Whereas the little companies, they're just trying to make a living, they're trying to get through. So every single regulation imposed is pretty much for the big guys and against the little ones. But I mean, think about who has the money to spend their time or send people to go lobby in Washington or in their state capital. It's going to be the big guys. The little guys are too busy trying to make a profit, trying to get their, satisfy their customers' needs, et cetera, et cetera. So yes, that is literally what government does. It creates a barrier for smaller companies, for mom and pops, and gives all the benefits to the bigger corporations. And if you don't believe me, during COVID, all the little mom and pops were too dangerous. We needed to stay 6 feet apart, and apparently we couldn't manage it in a small store. But in big box stores that have a lot of corporate lobbyists, of course, there was no such thing as COVID, and you were free to walk into any one of those stores. And you didn't really need the 6 foot distancing. You just needed those arrows in the aisle. So yeah, it was great. It was perfect proof of exactly what happens in this country, and yet a lot of people are blind to it, I think.
I always think of your struggle when I write these questions. So my heart's with you on that. Kaecey, to you, do most laws benefit insiders over the public?
Always. Look at it. Look at all of our spending. Look where it goes. It always goes to interests and lobbyists, as we've talked about. The politicians target it and do it in such a way. That's why all of our bills end up with so much pork and so much garbage. None of it is actually going to where we need it to go. It is going to where the politicians receive the benefit along with their friends. Always.
I agree. Simon, to you. Category is subsidies, corporate favoritism, and market distortion. Are markets distorted by government favoritism?
Oh, I'm always muting myself. Sorry, most of the time. I wouldn't say always, because there are so many factors that that we have to take into account. For example, right now it's like bombing Iran, right? And they are acting and closing the strait. So, but I think most of it is caused by governmental actions as such, that do not benefit the people of the country. It's not only like this in the US, it's like this in Europe, it's like this in Brazil. At the end, politicians are always looking for how can we preserve power, and what can we do so people who want to change the system or want to be different won't get into power. And this leads to whatever you just asked.
I agree. Martha, to you, should failing companies be allowed to fail?
Failing companies are allowed to fail. What aren't allowed to fail are the too big to fail that the government designates. And I think that in every single case, if a company isn't able to make it, let them die and let another company take its place. But of course, if it's government and you've been able to lobby enough and you have that favor of the politicians, well, then you're just too big to fail. We can't allow it to happen. So it's important. We need these people getting their kickbacks from us. So yeah, they're going to continue to.
Yeah, so
Yep.
true.
Yep.
Kaecey, to you, should the government pick winners and losers in the economy?
No, the government shouldn't be picking anybody but Americans, not winners and losers, not corporations. They should be picking and supporting Americans that represent who they represent. But no, because they are paid by lobbyists and other people, that is where they are going to keep favoring them so they can get their money. Why do you think a $175,000 salary that you can make from the government results in you becoming a mega millionaire because you are a politician?
Totally true. All right, Simon, back to you. The category is centralization of power versus individual autonomy. Do centralized systems reduce freedom?
Yeah, totally. Totally, because if something is centralized, there's someone who has central power, right? And if something is decentralized, you have like many little hubs with people having power, but more, it's like the power is spread among more people or communities, etc. So yes, it does. And what the issue we see right now is, for example, the centralization of social media, right? I mean, like they, especially during COVID, they were like telling us, hey, all the social media were the same. Twitter, Meta, which is like Facebook and Instagram and Snapchat. I think it exists. MySpace, if it still exists, I don't know. But I mean, like they were literally banning you for having an opinion because everything is centralized, more or less, and everything is controlled by the government. On top of that, so it's a threat to individual freedom or in general freedom. So I'm totally in favor of decentralization.
Me too.
Great.
Martha, to you. Should individuals have more control over their lives than institutions?
I had to stop myself from asking you if water was wet. Yes, absolutely. Nobody should have control over your life more than you have control over your life. Adults should own their lives, not the government, not any institution. It should be you, 100%.
Totally agree. Kaecey, to you. Is decentralization the solution?
Yes. Get the government out of our lives, get everything out, allow the markets to control it, allow us, the people, to make the decisions and support where it needs to be going. Decentralize everything.
Absolutely. All right, Simon, to you. The category is global organizations and sovereignty. WHO, WEF, UN. Should public health decisions stay entirely within national control?
Pork found in the kitchen, right? Water is wet. It should. It should. I mean, like I can give examples again. I mean, WEF, Klaus Schwab, nobody elected him, right? I mean, like, you know, you own nothing and you'll be happy. What a bullshit. So yeah, nobody should be, you know, bowing to these globalists. And the same as with WHO. It's good that that America and Argentina are setting an example. Saying like, this is tyranny, or it used to be tyranny, probably still tyranny, and we are out. So sovereignty is super, like it's necessary to step out of these organizations in order to remain independent, at least to the degree that the United States still is independent, which is like very low, but it could be lower.
All right. Martha, to you. Do global agreements weaken national sovereignty?
Like which one? I think it could depend. Some agreements could potentially benefit some people. I could see a potential. However, like if we all agree not to have nuclear weapons, or if we all agree to peace, although I guess that's a total hypothetical, and all of the agreements that we currently have are pretty much not really working for us. So depends.
That's fair. I think they have bad intentions usually, but you're optimistic, so I'll side with you on that.
I could go
Kaecey,
down to like, you know, Antarctica and the treaty there, and how that's bullshit. I mean, I could go into my conspiracy theories, but I think I'm gonna try and like rein myself in on this one.
Okay, that's cool. All right, Kaecey, to you. Should the U.S. reject any treaty that limits domestic decision making?
Yes. Domestic decision making, and we need to represent the American people. That is exactly why we elect our representatives in this country, because we are a constitutional republic. We don't elect anybody that is outside of our country to be able to help make decisions here. We are electing people to represent us, and all of our decisions and representation for decisions here should be made here.
I agree. All right, last three questions of the night. First one's to you, Simon. The category is the breakdown of trust in institutions. Has trust in institutions collapsed for good reason?
I mean, which institution are you talking about?
You know,
As
any,
institution, as the government,
the
as
government, big banks, health
I mean,
organizations, WHO, UN, pick your poison.
I mean, it's all cancer. It's all spreading like cancer. Like Kaecey said before, I mean, like, look who's representing the United States right now. Jared Kushner, right? I mean, like, he's American, but he's also Israeli, and Lutnick as well, Witkoff as well, and they're all making decisions in favor of Israel, but in the United States, right? I mean, like, they are making decisions in the United States for the American people, but against the American people for Israel, which is a bit complex. But I mean, you get what I mean. And I mean, it's the same with all organizations. Look at the WHO, their decisions they made, and they were sitting there every day, staring into the camera, talking bullshit, and saying like, we are right, you guys are wrong, and whoever says different is like conspiracy theorists and a danger to society. And they're saying the same thing regarding everything. You can go look what Bongino is saying, Kesh Patel, Pam Bondi, like just listen to her talking and you lose faith in humanity, not just like her institution. These people are lying to our face. They know that we know we are lying. They know they're lying, but they don't stop because there are not any consequences. Because who's usually behind behind calling these people out? The media. Who owns the media? The same people who want to bury the Epstein scandal. So it's difficult, but yeah, the answer is very obviously yes.
I agree. Martha, to you, are Americans more skeptical than ever?
I keep saying they are, and I think we are. I think we're more awake. I think we're realizing more. I think we're not taking the government propaganda as easily as we were before. So yeah, I'm going to say absolutely.
I agree. All right, last question of the night to you, Kaecey. Can trust be restored without accountability?
Oh, absolutely not. Absolutely not. We have no accountability in this country, and that's how we started off the show. We can't be talking about accountability if we can't hold ourselves accountable. Everybody's making excuses on why they can't do this, why they can't do that. And if we can't hold ourselves accountable, we cannot hold our government or our representatives accountable. So until we start looking at accountability as the norm and as the standard, then we're not going to see any change. We have to start holding ourselves accountable, and then we can start holding our elected representatives and our government accountable.
All right. Enter your scores in the chat. Tell us who you think won. Tell us what you thought of the show tonight. Share it out one more time so people can catch the replay. Let's jump into the chat one last time. 200 to Simon for being from Holland. Isn't that weird? I don't know if that's weird. There's people from Holland. 200 to Simon. We should be able to do anything without government control. Grumpy Gnomes here. I'm currently saving bottle caps to trade in the near future. Is that a thing? 100 to Doc for Zano. 100 to Martha. She knows crypto and its original purpose. That's true. 200 Martha. Everything reserved the government has stole. I didn't hit the mute button fast enough there. I'm really bad at this. 100 to Kaecey, just because he makes sense. 100 to Kaecey, guns are the true valuable possession. 100% true. 200 to Simon, we are the government's cash cow. 200 to Simon, the government doesn't care about individuals. 200 to Martha for crypto. Oh, Liberty Shamrockers here. What's up? 200 to Kaecey, money won't matter. Everything will be barter. 100 to Kaecey, hijacking of Bitcoin, cryptos by the government and institutions. Original purpose was lost. No third parties. Yeah, insert BlackRock comment here. 200 to Kaecey for giving good answers. 100 for decentralized. What's up? 3 stand for truth. Thanks for joining us. 200 Martha, money printer goes burr. 200 Simon for Mark Levine's new PFP.
Yeah, I created a new profile picture for him. You should look it up. I put his
I will check it out.
on his forehead. Yeah.
Yeah, that's really good. 100 to Kaecey, barter, metals, crypto. 100 to Martha for $5 gasoline. Kaiser C makes it in his garage for $3.95. I think that's you, Kaecey. Minus 200 to Kaecey for disagreeing with my question. That's fair. 200 to Simon for financial incentives driving congressional stock trading. 100 to Kaecey for disagreeing with my stupid questions. 200 to Simon. Let's all follow Pelosi's stock trades. 100 to Kaecey for disagreeing. How are you getting points for disagreeing with me?
You're the government. Everybody should disagree with you.
That's true. 100 to Doc, polymarket reference, wisdom of the crowd, plus insider trading and market manipulation. 100 to Doc for auto pen moment. 100 to Martha, politicians are useless. 100 to Martha for understanding that politicians and my home renovations just keep creating more problems. 100 to Martha, politicians benefit from crisis. 100 to Kiki for insider trading. 100 to Doc, water is wet. Original answer, brilliant. Rob Yates is here running for LNC chair. I'm at Gogol Bordello, but popping in to say hi. Much love and 200 points to all three. That was nice of you. 100 to Kaecey on insider trading scandal. 100 to Martha for the profit cycle. 100 to Martha, government creates barriers for small companies. 200 to Martha, small businesses always suffer from government overreach and favoritism. 47 to Kaecey for pork. I don't even know what that is. 100 to Martha for wearing the same sundress as Kaecey was wearing, but one of them had to change. Yeah, that's why we were a minute or two late. Kaecey had to try on several outfits. 200 to Martha for the wardrobe malfunction. I must have missed that. 200 to Kaecey, government picks winners and losers. This is going downhill really fast. 200 to Doc for decentralized. 100 to Simon, centralization of social media. 200 to Martha, government should not own our lives. 200 to Martha to keep that kitchen clean. Oh, there's Philip. Philip's the one that keeps giving points to Larry for his answers that keep continuing. Appreciate you, Philip. 200 to Kaecey, the rich hold their own secrets. 200 to Simon, you will own nothing and be happy as bullshit. 200 to Kaecey for decentralized. 100 to Koozie for keeping my beer cold. Centralization is money to the elite. 100%. Kobe's here. What's up, Kobe? 100 to Kaecey, straight to the point, decentralize everything. 200 to Kaecey, reps and decision makers should be from here. 100 to Martha, if she goes into her Antarctica compliance theories. Oh boy, or conspiracy theories, probably. 100 to Martha, Antarctica is also where the penguins really are, if you were curious. Hashtag the government doesn't want you to know. 200 to Simon, it's all cancer. 200 to Simon, the Israelis have captured our government. 200 to Simon for calling out Kushner and his, $2 billion deal to put a golf course in Gaza or whatever he's doing. 200 to Simon for calling it all out as bullshit. 200 to Simon for Bombino. 100 to Doc. Can we clone him? That would be a great idea. Work on that, Simon.
No.
100 to the Doc for calling out Kushner and Israel for running our country. Wish I could give him $6 million. 100 to Martha for being more skeptical and still coming on the game show. Yeah, she's very, very nice. I've met her in person. 100 to Kaecey for all of his answers. What's up, Jim? 100 to QC for accountability. 100 to Kaecey for holding ourselves accountable. 200 to Kaecey, personal liberty requires personal responsibility. Great show. Thank you. Amazing answers tonight. Yeah, they were great. 100 to Terry for putting up with the chat. That's 100%. All three were amazing. Three-way tie. That's the way it should end. But let's find out how it really ended, because the scores are in, and oh my God, it was close. But Simon went end to end, 85-07, Kaecey 83-81, and Martha 82-90. Martha, you were right there, came in third place. What'd you think?
Awesome. I think that I think we're all pretty close. I mean, those numbers aren't pretty close, right?
It was really good. Tell everybody what you're up to and plug anything you'd like to plug.
I don't have anything to plug these days. I am a homesteader. I have been learning how to grow things and how to circumnavigate the government by not needing them as much, I hope. Yeah, so that's what I've been up to. Follow me on X at Bueno for Miami.
Yeah, I love watching what you're doing. It's like a timeline cleanse. So I appreciate you putting it out there. And yeah, Martha is Bueno for Miami on X. Everyone should follow
Nice
her.
picture, Martha.
Yeah, she's as lovely as she seems on the show. Everybody follow her, please. Thank you so much for doing this, Martha. Kaecey, second place for the first time ever. What are you thinking?
Yeah, it's either first or your last. So it is all the same. But no, it is a great game show, great conversations. Amity took away 200 points from me for disagreeing with you. So that's why I lost. But I'll still disagree on your questions. That's fine.
Plug what you're up to.
I'll be with you guys in Texas for the Texas Libertarian Convention. And then we'll also be at the National Convention in Michigan. It'll be a lot of fun. But you can catch the game show, not the game show. You can catch They Both Suck podcast on Wednesdays at 8 p.m. Eastern every week, other than when I'm traveling, because Free thinks it's semi-annually, but he doesn't know how to read. We proved that tonight, so we're good.
In my defense, I don't even know what semi-annually means. So yeah, you can follow Kaecey on X at American versus Gov. Check out his show multi-annually Wednesdays at 8 p.m. Eastern. And thank you for doing this, brother. Thanks for everything you do for the show. Simon, first time on, and you came in first place. What are you thinking?
No, I'm shocked that you guys rig elections. So I've been in the group chat or like in this chat the whole time. I gave myself minus points every round, and I gave Martha points every round. So you left me out. So it should be minus 300 points for me and plus 300 points for Martha, but they didn't appear. And I can see them here. I mean, like, it's obviously rigged. You guys rigged the election. You're not better than politician.
Contestants can't give or take away points, so that's
oh, that's why. Not if I take away points for myself.
Nope, you can't.
Okay, okay, then it's not rigged. I'm sorry. I take it. I should have used another account. I have like 5 accounts. I'll do it next time. No, but okay, then you didn't rig it. So sorry for comparing you to politicians.
What did you think of your first time on the show?
That was fun, but the question should be a bit more, let's say, put in a way that sometimes the answer is no, you know, and not just always yes. But I mean, like, it's fun. It's fun. But next time, you know, for example, hey, imagine you were Epstein. What would you do? You know, stuff like this. You know, but I mean, like, I don't want to tell you how to run your show. I enjoyed it a lot. And next time I'll have a beer here, an alcohol-free beer, and I enjoy it even more.
There you go. And you can follow Simon on X at Goddek or at Sunfluencer, and check out his website at sunfluencer.com and his book, Aquaponics. Appreciate having you on, man. Love what you're doing on X. And thanks for your support of the show and reposting and everything. You've been absolutely awesome. Let's add Terry on here. Terry, what'd you think tonight? Oh, she's laughing.
I'm still laughing at Simon trying to sneak points through.
Come on, Terry. You're better than the Dominion voting machines. We know that.
I tell you what, I do function better than a voting machine. I'm not perfect, but I'm better than a voting machine. I would know. I audit elections every year, 2 years. So you guys were great. I had fun watching you. Yes, I actually learned something. Even if the answer is yes, people are still learning, and I love that. And I love that people get different viewpoints on the same principles. And that always helps out as we continue to try to grow and bring people together, even if they don't agree. Chat, you guys were awesome as always. And you know I love you.
Thanks, Terry. Thanks for all you're doing. You can follow me and Terry on X. I am at Smarter Game Show. She's Bats T76. We also have our swag up at freedomsuperstore.com, shirts and mugs. The shorts for this will be up on YouTube at Freedom Uncut. Check that out. Also, thank you again to our sponsor, Xano. Your privacy matters. Choose Xano, the leading blockchain platform that prioritizes confidentiality and security. And if you're new to the space, a great place to start is intro.xano.org. Like Kaecey mentioned, we'll be at 3 more state conventions: North Carolina next weekend, Texas, Colorado in April, and the national convention. Thank you again to all of our subscribers. You're absolutely awesome. You can subscribe to us on X if you want to be awesome too. And you can sponsor the show at studio@freedomuncut.com. And next week, we will be back on Tuesday. We will be doing a preview of Texas. We have a great lineup: Paul Dar, Nathan Polsky, and the amazing Jesse Cowart. Paul Dar of the famous This Show Is All Right, but has come on for a third time now. So we'll see you then. And then also next Friday, I think it's 8:30 p.m., we will be live from the Libertarian Party of North Carolina convention. If you think this is chaos, you haven't seen it live. It's absolute insanity. Appreciate everybody in the chat. You guys make it so much fun. And we will see you Tuesday, 8 p.m. Eastern,